I've been away from my art for a while, a couple of months I think. So I thought I'd get back into it by doing some watercolour. And I've just forgotten how to paint. I just did not enjoy this at all. I've used this, was quite expensive, smooth, hot press watercolour paper. Arches paper, France. Wet the paper and just started playing around, adding paint in purples and blues and silver, but it just looks so forced and awful, and I didn't enjoy doing it at all. So I thought, oh well, I'll have another go. I tried another watercolour paper. I don't know which one this is. It was from a pad, not from individual sheets. And then I just tried to add some detail with a Posca paint pen, but again I just wasn't feeling it. Just awful. So then I come across a video online. I'll put the details up, whose video it was. I think it was, actually I've got it written down. It was, I don't know how to pronounce it, Detati Art Studio. Detati Art Studio. And it was a video on collage and doodle using 2 colours of paper. And so I thought, well, collage is really a first love of mine, because I was a paper crafter for years as well, and I just like paper really. So I used this book, this Derwent Sketch and Store. I'd already done some drawings in here, but I'd ripped them out, so I've got a nice blank book to work from. And what I did was I started doing some simple collages. This one, I started off by, I wanted to contain it in some way, so I put that book down and just drew around it with a pencil, so I know throughout the book I'm using that template for my outline, and then I'm filling it in with shapes. And so in the video I watched, she cut out various rectangles using 2 colours of paper, contrasting colours. I think she used 2 solid colours, whereas I'm using some printed papers from my old card making stash that I've got. And so basically I was cutting out rectangles, and then within the rectangle I was cutting out shapes. So you've got a negative and a positive shape, and then it's a case of rearranging on the paper until you find something that you're happy with. And then I've just got a glue stick to stick it down with. And yeah, it's quite satisfying. And what's good is there's no real end purpose other than the enjoyment of doing. And then when I feel uninspired, I can come back to this book, and this might spark something off for me. I might think, oh, I like that colour combination, or I could recreate this on a smaller scale or scale it up. Anyway, so that was the first one, in some purple floral paper and a stripy pink paper. And then I went on and I did this one, which I think is my favourite so far. I like this one. And you don't have to fill in the whole page. You can leave blank areas. Although what the lady did in the video I watched is she went back in and she did doodles in the fine liner pen, black pen, and a white pen. So I might go back and do that, or I might just leave it as it is, because I quite like that. I quite like the way it looks. And I like organic shapes, so I cut out these straight edged kind of rectangles. Actually, I use this paper cutter, so I get it nice and straight, so it lines up to the edges properly. But then I use a pencil and draw on the back and cut out the shape, or I just cut freehand and don't draw beforehand. So that one's in like a blue wood effect paper, I think that is, and a brown, pink and blue patterned paper. And I like that one. And then this was the third one I started. Getting a bit more free with the getting a bit more free with the cutting out the shapes now, the organic shapes. And yeah, I suppose what you do is you just play about. You put the shapes down and you think, oh, not too keen on that. So you lift the shapes up, rearrange them, and then when you're happy, you just start to glue them down. So far we have the pink and purple, the brown and blue, and the green and burgundy. And then I've just started the next page. I've already started cutting out some of the pieces. This isn't a particularly inspiring set of colours here, but I'll show you the way I do it. So I cut out some straight shapes, and oh, it's got stuck around the thing. Right, and then I will just say line that up to the edge there, and here's one that I've already cut a shape out of, so that could maybe go here. That could be placed up against that one. Or I don't like that actually, it doesn't look very good. What about on there? Maybe there. And you want it to look balanced. Whatever you do, you want it to look balanced, don't you? And that could go probably up in that corner. And what's this one? It's another piece there. It could go there. Oh, that's a positive bit of the shape I've cut out of there. That might look good up there, mightn't it? And this could go here or here. It's just a case of playing about and seeing what you like. So at the moment, I'm not very inspired by this colour combination. So I probably needed to put a little bit more thought into choosing the papers for that one. So I'm going to abandon that project. Although there's a pocket in the back here, so I can stick all those papers in there. What I have got though is some papers from when I did some jelly plate printing some time ago. Or this one actually was just painted music sheet that I stamped using a woodblock stamp on the top of it. This one is a jelly plate one. So this one might be more interesting. So let's just cut out some bits from this one. If you're interested in collage, I've got some collage playlist on my channel if you want to have a look. And there's also some things on gel plate printing as well. So I'm not cutting these any particular size, just working intuitively like I normally do. Oops, this isn't very sharp anymore. I've had it for years, this, I think it's called a guillotine, isn't it? Had it for many years. And let's cut this bit off here. And this is just done on copy paper, like computer, printer paper. Just cut that bit off there, and that bit off there. So got a few bits there. Just cut that bit off the end, that white bit. And there. And there. Okay, so that's some of that paper chopped up. And sorry for keep knocking the camera. I've not made a video in a while. I'm a bit out of practice. So I like this colour combination. It's I like the contrast of the red and the green. And then the thing to do is just decide, I'm just going to draw a shape on the back of this. Let's go. Just an organic shape, and then cut it out. You don't need to draw it, you can just do it freehand, but this just gives me a guide. When you're cutting out paper, remember to turn the paper and not the scissors. And you'll find it much easier. Oops, where's that one? Oh, right up there. If you haven't got any scrap paper, like old papers from card making or gel plate printing, you can just use leaflets or newspaper, magazines, anything like that. We're not making a fancy picture, we're just playing. So there, it's got quite a nice, interesting shape. And then there's a negative. So that could be used, I don't know, it could go there, couldn't it? And this one could maybe come out from the side. And let's try cutting a shape out of this one. I think we do something similar, maybe. I do like curvy shapes. So this one could be a challenge to cut out. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's drawn on the back anyway, so it doesn't really matter if I don't follow the lines. I've got a song in my head at the moment and I'm just trying really hard not to just burst out singing it. But if I did that, YouTube would probably shut me down. So I better keep my songs in my head. All I dream of is your eyes. All I long for is your touch. Couldn't help myself. There you go. And yeah, I hope you get the idea. It's just a case of cutting out shapes, whatever shape you like. I like organic shapes, but you might have a favourite type of shape you like to do. You might have a favourite colour combination. And all of this is just an exercise to help you get out of a rut, really, because I'm in a bit of a rut with the painting at the moment. As I say, I feel like I've forgotten everything I ever knew to do with watercolour painting. I haven't done acrylic painting for a long time either. So this is just a way of getting back into it again. And yeah, just being creative. And it's quite rewarding because, like, it's just nice to open the book and see the different colours and the shapes. And as I say, it might spark off some other creative thought you have. So anyway, hope you like that. Please like, subscribe, share, all that kind of stuff. And I will see you another time.